can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
That's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. There's something wrong with that.
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Yeah.
You don't want to lie because you program yourself falsely, and then you automatically see what isn't there. And then, of course, the world will slap you in the face continually, and you'll think, oh my God, the world's such a pathological place. When the truth of the matter is that, no, you just keep running into things that you refuse to see. And then you think, well, the world's made of nothing but obstacles. It's like, well, you put the obstacles in your own path, and you did that by developing these complex, self-serving delusions, a story that you tell other people about who you are that isn't true.
Come on, man. The voice of reason. You know what it is. I'm never going to take my foot off the gas. Haven't I promised this, Andy? Andy, didn't I promise this from the very first show? I said, listen, one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my foot on the gas every night. Oh, there goes old ranting and raving again. Listen, it's happening in our community. Right? If they take the humanities out of the educational institutions, and the educational institutions teach us about the complex nuances, right? Or the humanities teach us about the complex nuances of what it means to be human, what it means to love, what it means to empathize, what it means to care, what it means to have resilience in an unknown, undetermined moment. Then society will go on with the STEM programs, which are useful, but they should be balanced with creativity, with right-brained activity. This is a left-brain dominant society. So love becomes logical and transactional. We become soul traffickers. I've got wounds. My wounds have needs. What are you here to do for them? Right? Economic systems. Some argue that capitalist economic systems, I'm just talking about how the humanities are being ripped out of the school, right? Some argue that capitalist economic systems, with their focus on competition and profit, right, can contribute to the lack of empathy and a disregard for those less fortunate. Martha C. Nussbaum's book, Not for Profit, illustrates this point perfectly. You got people like Bill Gates giving millions of dollars to public institutions to bolster their STEM programs, computers, technology, science, because ultimately they want to create systems, global systems, that will produce profit. And so the humanities have less value, right? Lack of social connection, a decline in face-to-face interaction, rise in IG, OnlyFans, TikTok, right? Instagram, right? A decline in face-to-face interaction and a resilience and a reliance, over-reliance on technology for social connection can also hinder the development of empathy, right? Empathy training. Programs designed to teach and cultivate empathy can be effective in improving empathetic skills, particularly in settings like schools and the workplace. That doesn't make money. The humanities are like our parents back in the day. Remember, our parents would say things like, so you gonna leave school, you're gonna be a singer. Man, I don't like it. Martha, the boy that so you mean tell me I put all my hard-earned money and you finna go sing? Yeah, man. Hey, wait, hold on. Listen to me now when I'm talking to you. In my house, you answer everything with yes, sir. Huh? That used to be our people, right? Well, we're coming back to that space. And what is the impact on intimate relationships? We're producing a society of narcissists. And where there are narcissists, there are spiritual, energetic vampires. Do you understand? They're coming for you. They're coming to use you, manipulate you, lie to you, fake love you, fake empathize, fake care, so long as whatever they think you can provide for their unhealed wounds will come uninterrupted as a result of their performance. Ross Rosenberg's Human Magnet Syndrome outlines how self-love deficient, i.e. codependents, and narcissists enact a mutually reenacted trauma script where abuse is misread as attachment. I did a show a couple of days ago. You're gonna break up with the person that can heal you, and you're gonna run to the person that you feel. And if you're unhealed, what are you feeling? Familiarity. You're gonna break up with the one that can heal you. You're gonna go with the one that feels like home. And you think your home was untouched by dysfunction. Okay. We got callers on the line. Let's do it right now. We going to Houston, Texas. Nelton, what up, H-Town? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
It's a hot one. What's up, big bro? So it's a hot
good,
one, man.
Thank you, sir.
So this one really speaks to me, man, because when I was 9 years old, my mom and dad, they separated, divorced, and he wasn't active in my life, for the rest of my life. So when I became a father and I got married, to the mother of my children, and we got divorced, man, the wound, man, like, so, of course, she had the custody of the kids, so I had to go through her to talk to my girls. And, man, I would just accept anything, man, disrespect. It got real toxic. She want to rehash to what happened and the marriage and everything, right? And I was unaware at the time. But it wasn't until I got with my wife now, she would watch me and see me go through this, and be in disgust, like, you going to just let her disrespect you like that? And I'm just like, what you talking about? Like, I'm trying to get to my babies, like, by any means necessary, because I thought that was the right thing to do. Man, she told me, look here, I cannot be with a man that's going to allow somebody to disrespect him, and you want me to respect you. Man, that took the wind out of me, bro.
She said you set in the tone. You done gave her the invitation to do it. Come on.
Oh, man. So, but even with her saying that, right, of course she was right. I didn't want to hear it. But, bro, I doubled down on it, bro, because I was like, I had the mentality of Denzel, right? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something, But it was toxic. It was not conducive to our relationship, my mental health. So I had to start letting go and taking heed to what she was telling me, because I was just fighting what was right in front of me, bro. And I caused so much pain for myself versus just, being hard-headed and just doing it the right way and started pulling back. And guess what, bro? When I started to pull back, man, like the disrespect stopped. I mean, I still didn't get to my girls like I wanted to, but at the same time, I had my mental health, and then I had my wife to, cope and help me through those hard times, man. But I pimped myself pretty much, bro, and I don't even blame her.
That's all right.
I let her in.
That's all right. Hey, listen, man. Sometimes we that little Asian lady in Sinners. Sometimes it's us. Come on in. Sometimes it's us. Then we tried. Come on. She lost everything. She had to yell and say, "Come on in." She was ready to fight. I get it. But here's the thing. Once you go on that internal journey to understand this is why, right? I'm the way I am. This is why. This is where it came from. And typically for most of us, all of us, it's early childhood. There's something happened in childhood that made us kind of develop a survival mechanism, a coping mechanism just to get through. Now, people don't like it when you say, oh, well, my mother, she did the best she could do. Right? Some people's like, nah, you can't let them off the hook. But at the end of the day, why would you continue to perpetuate an argument with time? It happened and it can't be undone. And so the only way to really walk away from that situation in a mentally healthy state is to release it. This is why surrender and letting go is such a big deal. Right? But I want to go back and argue with mom. I want to go back and rehash with my siblings what happened. No. You release that parent. You might not like the phraseology, right? They did the best they could, right? You might not like it, but guess what? That is probably the most mentally healthy thing you could do. Now, the fact that you got a wife that couldn't stand seeing you on your knees is a blessing from God, bro. She said, no, sir. You're going to get up. You're going to stop chasing. You're going to stop performing. Now, the next step is that's the motivation. The work is, let me get to therapy and start digging and figuring out where this comes from, right? Find you a black, beautiful sister with braids and dreads and locks and sage and oils and all that. Go on in there, man. She's a therapist, but she's also a spiritualist. Find one of them and go in there and do this work and really unpack all of it so you can continue to take the motivation that your wife gave you as a coach, as a partner, as a lover, as a friend, right? Because she can't do the work for you. She can point out the work that you might need to do just based on observing how you're behaving. Does any of this make sense and resonate with you, brother?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, early this year, I had to do the work and give it to God because I was holding on to it because it's been going on for years now, trying to get to my babies. Mm-hmm. And I realized I can only do so much, right? Mm-hmm. And the energy I do have, I should be focusing on me and not what should have been, what it could have been, and what she did and what I didn't do or whatever, right? So I gave it to him. Mm-hmm. And, man, when I say I felt liberated and I've been so free that I've felt free in my life before, man. And like, yes, you're correct, man. I gotta definitely go inside, what I'm saying, and stay inside.
Absolutely. Now, and I'm gonna flip it a couple of different ways because there are multiple right and wrong answers to your situation. I'm gonna flip it a couple of different ways. First and foremost, God got something in store for your kids. And you know what that is? Do you know?
No.
The revelation of who their mother really is. See, kids grow up in that energy, and then at some point, they be like, wait a minute. This ain't cool. You've been keeping us. Like when they start to see the mother's mask crack, Oh, yeah, because the same control she's exerting over you, she's going to try to exert that over them when they start to find independence. Trust me, brother. They're going to see who she is. And who's the first person they're going to come to?
Daddy.
They're going to be like, man, you wasn't lying. What in the world? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that isn't to say just sit back and don't fight for them and don't try to go get them. And you understand what I'm saying? But that is to say, even if she wins, she loses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because living with her will poison them against her eventually. Watch. Same. If she's not healing, the same tactic she's using on you, you think she won't use on them at some point?
Of course.
Come on, man. Vampirism. Extrapolating meaning and sustenance from a soul, man. People are out here doing it because they're unhealed. Brother, guess what you just did, man?
I'm probably H-Town in the building, baby.
H-Town is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we going back to Houston. We got Mississippi. Oh, we got to go to Mississippi. Then we going back to Houston. Lord have mercy. We all over the states.
Relationships. Got you confused? Need some straight talk? This is where you get the unfiltered truth about love, relationships, and everything in between. He breaks down relationship dynamics with no-nonsense wisdom and practical advice that actually works. Tackling the questions you're afraid to ask and giving you the answers you need to hear. You're inside the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Glorilla. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no, and no nigga ain't got me. Let's go. I'm about to show my these love freak how the is that your man? If he right here with me, turned up with my, turned up with my, turned up in my shows, yeah. Cause I got that blick. 60,000 fans can't see me do my dance. Got 1,000,001 haters, and they y'all can kiss my. Turned up with my, turned up with my, turned up in my shows, yeah. Cause I'm right here with me. Off a fifth of hand, getting up with my twin. Got a backwood full of sock and a bankroll full of beans. All that Twitter typing, see me and ain't do nothing. Crop top with some biker shorts, I'm showing off my moose nut. I'm feeling good today. I'm outside with your pay. Got a brown skin with dreads and a black with waves. He gon' drop that neck.
Who knows where it comes from, but I come up with these ideas. I really have always wanted to figure out, because of my own struggles with what was once known as codependency, self-love deficit disorder, why am I always attracted to these pathological narcissists who I like fall so deeply in love with, and later find out I moved from being a soulmate to a cellmate.
Wait a minute, did he steal that from me? Ross, you gotta come see me. Ross, soulmate, cellmate. Ross, you can't do that, dawg. Come on, Dr. Ross Rosenberg. I've been saying it for 25 years. Ross, don't. Come on, Ross. I need a royalty on that. I love Ross Rosenberg, by the way. But Ross, you didn't come up with these ideas now. Human magnet syndrome. Krishnamurti, born in 1895. Relationship is a mirror. Anyway, let him finish cooking.
The story goes, the word codependency was created in the 1970s to describe the partner of an alcoholic, co-alcoholic. And then in the early 80s, they changed the treatment programs. There's no longer a difference between alcoholism and drug addiction. It was chemical dependency. So it became chemically dependent. And that was just way too many words and syllables. So it became codependent. And then it merged to this idea that the problem of codependency is you are the partner, the dysfunctional part of a relationship with an addict. And therefore, your role had to be addressed in order for the relationship to work, to promote a successful treatment. And then thanks to pioneers, and I do mean it, even though I ended up disagreeing with them, but pioneers in the 80s, they wrote books and books about codependency, and it became this idea of a weak person who's doing everything for anyone, who doesn't have an ego. And then in Codependency Anonymous, step one of all of these 12-step programs is the addiction. And what they did was they made the codependence addiction controlling others, which is preposterous. The problem is that they're in relationships with narcissists. So I had this idea that I am going to change the name, but I couldn't think of a name that fit, because if you have attention deficit hyperactive disorder, that's the name of the disorder, and that's the problem. So the name has to fit the problem. And since codependency was seen as this pervasive personality problem, bad habit problem, I started thinking the key fundamental struggle with all codependents is a lack of self-love, a lack of knowing how to love, respect, and care for themselves while doing it for everyone else. So in my very first book, the first edition of the Human Magnet Syndrome, I redefined codependency as a problem with the distribution of love, respect, caring in a relationship. They give it all. They want to get it back.
I love it. Ross Rosenberg's work is amazing. I love it. And I would just add, like, you can't even get to self-love until you get to self-acceptance. You can't get to self-acceptance until you get to self-awareness. You can't get to self-awareness until you get over the fear of your total and complete self. So when I say your total and complete self, there are aspects of ourselves that many of us are fearful of looking at and embracing. Right? This goes back to Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti talked about self-awareness, to be aware of the self as you are. Many of us, as a coping mechanism, you'll see, you can see certain people who you ask them some really deep things about their spirit or about their experience, where they grew up, their parents or something like that. And sometimes you see people with the nervous laugh. Or they try to make a joke to kind of evade answering the question, right? Well, same thing happens in when we're dealing with ourselves, right? So I want to look at myself, but then let me get away from that by simply saying, you know what? Somebody could show up and give me what I need, and I don't have to worry about looking at me. Well, if you're constantly in need of something from an external source, you could run the risk of becoming vampiric, right? Right? In your search for it. When I say vampiric, I mean like really, I love you for what you do, how you show up. Again, the codependent is like the narcissist in their mirroring, because the narcissist looks for supply, validation, approval. The codependent is looking for love. And they're attracted to the... Man, we got callers. Let me get them in there. Nikki, no. Because we right here. We're right here. And I want to bring Nikki in, and so she could have a little room. Do we have a little bit more of our Ross Rossenberg? We lost him. He's gone. Man, because Ross was cooking. Again, self-love deficient. Well, like I said, there's a whole litany of things before you can get to self-love. Because I don't mean loving oneself conditionally. I love this part of me, right? I love this aspect of me. I'm talking about the same unconditional love you want from a parent or you want from a partner, you have to give to yourself in order to recognize and receive it externally. And I think that's a difficult ask for a lot of people who have 30, 40, 50 years of conditioning of how to survive, people, humans, because they didn't get a certain thing or they didn't get something from their parent. Listen, when we come forward, the voice of reason, we are going to Mississippi. The author of this topic is going to cook. We're going to give her some space to do so.
Who wants smoke? Say what? Get that off your chest. Turned up with my turned up in my shows, yeah, cause I got that blick. 60,000 fans came to see me do my dance. Got 1,000,001 haters, and y'all can kiss my. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 90 by
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Tammy Eswick with BIN News Now. Extreme heat is taking over parts of the U.S. One doctor reminding people, don't skip the water. It could lead to heat exhaustion.
And this is if you start to become confused or someone you're with becomes confused. With heat stroke, the body actually stops sweating.
That was Dr. Trevor Lewis of Cook County Health. Well, Sean Kingston's mother has been sentenced to 5 years in prison. Janice Turner and Kingston were both convicted in March of wire fraud. Federal prosecutors say they used his celebrity status to obtain more than $1 million in luxury goods and never paid for them. Kingston will be sentenced August 28th. If you're keeping track of beef prices and coffee prices, they're both up. Well, now we've learned Hershey's is raising their chocolate prices as well. They're blaming it on the rising cocoa cost. A 2002 study found Black consumers favored Hershey's candy bars, among others. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Keep following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Hey, bills happen. So when you need extra cash fast, go to billshappen.com. Have you been turned down? Are your credit cards maxed out? Do you have bad credit? Go to billshappen.com. All you need is a job and a checking account. You can find a lender and get up to $5,000 cash as early as tomorrow at billshappen.com. Billshappen.com is the smart way to get a personal lender now. So if you need extra money for car repairs, medical bills, family emergencies, whatever you need cash for, go to billshappen.com and you can get the money you need as soon as the next day, up to $5,000. At billshappen.com, our process is safe, secure, and all online. No one to deal with in person, and Bills Happen does not charge you any fees to use our service. It's easy. When you need a lender, just remember, when bills happen, go to billshappen.com. billshappen.com for the cash you need now. billshappen.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm still a rider. I'm still rolling, a nigga still holding, still that's how I'm on it. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You a sucker for love, I'm money maker. I'm still a bonner, I'm still ballin'. That's 5 times I ain't picked up your still callin'. I'm super ghetto, I'm still with the shit. Still pass the steel to my nigga. We still marvel. We still stop, we still deal after deal, it's no problem. He still up, she ain't get up, pair of lubricants, it's still real, still will kill, told her still, don't squill, get your cat bill. The mat fill, black talents, hollow tips, copper tops, get your pop, watch your body drop. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. I'm still a rider, I'm still rolling, a nigga still holding, still that's how I'm on it. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You chase the hoe, I chase the paper. You a sucker for love.
Want to stop being codependent? Start with this one question. Am I more worried about someone else's comfort than my own? Am I focused on their comfort at the expense of mine? It should never be at your expense. That is codependency. We often think we're being polite or sparing feelings when we lie or put ourselves second, and that's not anything. That is not healthy. That's creating distance in the relationship. You've got to be clear with your boundaries, who you are, and what you need. Follow me for more tips just like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the VOR, man. We're on complete fire. Got a great topic rolling again, man. The most controversial relationship topics in the game: spiritual, psycho-spiritual, philosophical, psychological, clinical, empirical, religious, steeped in the humanities. We're coming from a multidisciplinary angle here to give deeper and greater context, right, to the human condition that we are all a part of. The Voice of Reason on complete fire. I've got the author of tonight's topic on the line right now, Nikki from the SIP. She's the one who gave us Grand Theft Souls. Wow. What was on your mind when you came up with this topic tonight?
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Hey, here come the food for thought. Here we go.
I had a metric ton experience today around young people and sexual crimes. A young boy, statistically in the United States, the new age for a sexually trafficked boy, irregardless of socioeconomics and race, is 8 years old.
Wow.
8. Yes. So we had a young child, younger than 8, who had been harmed by what started out as a 14-year-old. And when we got to breaking down the circumstances for all of the people involved, it ended up being 12. All of them had an experience when they were young where they were abused by someone they knew, and they all suffered because they did not feel loved at home. It wasn't by strangers. It's people they knew or someone in their family, including the parents of these two people. And when we were listening to, because you have to separate the parents from the kids and then moms from dads, and in listening to all of them talking about their experiences and how we arrived at this place where a very young child is abused by a child who, because the court system is not designed to handle the circumstance. There's a perpetrator, yes, but that perpetrator, who is now about to be 18, was a minor when he did the crime and had a crime done to him. So, right. And in listening to all of them today, all of these souls have been stolen. All of them. And two sets of parents had histories of instances that they didn't even know husbands and wives had not told each other about. Yes. And so when we're in that space today, all I'm hearing is, this is all self-love deficient people. All of this is, I'm not making justifications for crimes and that sort of thing. What I am saying is there is a underlying, well, to me, it's not even underlying at this point, but there's evidence of what happened or what can happen. When you are in an SLDD environment.
A self-love deficient environment. Come on, Nikki.
You don't even know, watching the parents, literally, I'm talking about like when the cartoon face melts and it gets long and, goes off. Watching these people, their heart is bleeding.
Right.
Because they have all had some kind of experience. None of them were minorities, by the way. Some kind of experience with not having been loved or feeling that love. And then that manifested some characteristic in them that became predatory, even as parents. And so for someone like myself, who is a minister, I'm now in a room with 12 people with no spirit. Like, really? I mean, you're looking in the eyes of these children, and I'm telling you, it's love. It ain't no light in there.
Wow.
And so it's not a coincidence to be in the Zoe Williams classroom.
As I'm in yours. Go ahead. We there.
It's not a coincidence that we talk about these serious topics like you have been doing forever. Because it's one thing to talk about it, but when you're in the real presence of it, somebody in the chat, I won't say her name, she know who she is, when that is really happening before you, if you're not exposed to a Zoe Williams classroom and the fam, the humanities that you're talking about escape you. It makes you say things like, I don't see how that could happen. Okay, statistics. 300 kids a night right in the city of Dallas every night are trafficked. Children every day. That's why I sent that to you like I did and said, protect your children. This ain't no joke because those kids grow up to be predator adults. And they don't even have a thorough understanding of why and how that happened to them. It's a real thing. It's not just, yes, it's a clinical description diagnosis, but it's a real happening. It's happening, lurking in your own family, people.
Right.
You can't keep letting that go. You can't. It started with 2 people today. It ended with 12 people. That's crazy. Even the clinicians that was there was like, oh, okay, we gonna need reinforcement.
Right.
Like that legion of angels you've heard me talk about. Yeah, I'm gonna need all of them right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna need all of them. Come on.
And not for the people who we here for. I need them to come get me.
Well, Nikki, we simply have to say to you, though, thank you so much for delivering to us probably the best topic of 2025. We appreciate this topic.
No, sir, it's not. I love every one of you. Pay attention when we in class. Pay attention when we in class.
Pay attention. Guess what you just did, Nikki?
I brought the SIP in the building.
The SIP is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580 when we come forward. My niece, Houston, Texas, Attila Phillips, up next.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Yo, it's Zoe Williams, the VOR, and I know you're tired of pretty gems with pretty lies, where people seem to scroll more than they sweat. Well, it's time to level up. Welcome to Huff and Puff, where excuses die and champions rise. Smack dab at 1221 North La Brea on the corner of Fairview. This ain't a photo shoot, it's a battleground. Certified achievers in the game. Trainers who grind with you, not post pictures beside you. Whether you're chasing your next personal record or just trying to outrun your past, this is your sanctuary of sweat. No mirrors, no filters, no fluff, just pain, passion, and purpose. Stop talking, start training, huff hard, puff loud, be legendary. Where folks go to war with their weaknesses. Huff and Puff.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hold on. In the ghetto, we don't stays on the level. The days when they settled, it was paid by the devil. Road to the riches for the slaves on the pedal. Chains to the bar, still we caged by the metal. Or should I say steal from the blood and the shield? Love us on the field and we loved on the real. Love when we thugs and the drugs we conceal. Love when we making people laugh, key and peel. Love it how it feel when we dressed in our best. Hit the like button and invest in our stress. Life is a test that we keep trying to cheat on. Easier to dance through the time, put a beat on.
How do you know when someone is utilizing your energy for their gain? Hello, my name is Cooley of Modern Miss Metaphysical Apothecary, and essentially I watch a lot of motivational speakers so you don't have to, and I know a thing or two about energy. So we're going to talk about how do you know that someone else is harvesting, harnessing, utilizing your energy for their benefit. There are 3 telltale signs. The first sign is going to be that whenever you are a part of their life, every single thing is working out for them. They can't do anything without you energetically. How does this look? It looks like codependency, right? It looks like if you put your opinion, your touch, your ashe, your stamp, your energy on anything that they're doing, whether it be a project, a resume, etc., etc., it always works out. Number 2 is the obvious, that when you are out of their life, especially if you have been dealing with this person platonic or romantic for like forever, and their life just descends, like there is a steep decline in the quality of their life. If you know, you just know. Okay, so that is the second telltale sign. And the third thing, when you feel like work is being done on you. People who
Wow. Energy vampires for real. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has been on complete fire tonight. Let me get my niece in here to summarize and sum it all up. What are your thoughts? Atala from Houston, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
This topic is fire. I mean, like, honestly, I don't really have a whole lot to say. I mean, one thing that did come up, so you had originally wrote something, it was part of the subtopic, and you said, control, manipulation, and its obfuscation of true intent.
Right.
So it got me thinking of something, right? Like, if I can confuse you, then I can use you, right?
Wow.
If I can use you, then eventually I'll control you. So I feel like that's kind of the crux of a lot of this topic. Like when people talk about, for example, the ways that Johns get pros, trying to be clear here, the way Johns get pros, sometimes they'll use, like a man or a woman to help reel in victims, right? And they might have somebody the same age as their victim go and befriend them, right? So it's kind of like sugar and then it's sour. So I say all that to say, like, a lot of times your internal pimp comes when you are most confused and not clear. You don't have clarity, right? And so a lot of the ways that we use and abuse.
Wait. You getting pimped by confusion, child? Come on.
Yes. I think we're pimping ourselves by being purposely, like, obtuse. Like, if I can create an environment of confusion, then it's not my fault. Like, I think you even kind of detailed it a little bit when you were saying you were making a breakthrough with someone during a session, and then they get this opportunity to have an out. Well, that experience, that opportunity created a sense of confusion. Well, let me find a way to shift. So now I've effectively pimped myself into letting my ego remain the driver of my decisions.
Come on, niece. You got some cold kung fu, young lady. I love it now. What style is that?
Look, I ain't got no style. Style where? Style where? I get it from my uncle, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But no, that's all I wanted to say.
I love it.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love it. Guess what you just did?
Nothing. I'm just kidding. All right, Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the house. We got a couple of calls from Houston, Texas tonight. We appreciate the calls. Listen, you already know what this is. This is a non-judgmental space. Of course, you can call in and share your thoughts on what we're talking about. But peep game, I got questions to send you home with. If love becomes leverage, can it still call itself love? How does the appearance of connection function as a proxy for emotional enslavement? Might the seduction of being needed mask an unconscious contract to be consumed? In what ways does your craving for certainty render you spiritually accessible to energetic trafficking? Could your partner's empathy be a mimicry used as a decoy to bypass your psychic defenses? How does the illusion of being chosen seduce you into an agreement you never consciously consented to? Do you truly miss them, or the neurochemical addiction their intermittent reinforcement created? In what ways does affection become a currency of control within performative empathy? Might your comfort with chaos be a trauma echo mistaken for chemistry? Could it be that what you call love was merely a shared hallucination of mutual lack? Ugh. Could it be that what you called love with this person was merely a shared hallucination of mutual lack? How might self-love deficits be the bait narcissists intuitively smell across timelines? Is the codependent's caretaking a covert attempt at controlling and masquerading as compassion? Can narcissists sense emotional bankruptcy like predators smell blood in the water? Listen, I started the conversation. It's really up to you to finish it. I'm the VOR, and I'll be back tomorrow for my Friday with yet another slapper to close out the week. Deuces.
Say hungry, this the kitchen. Yeah, that's my dog. He gon' sit down and listen. Call him a trick and he don't get offended. He know he giving his money to Megan. He know it's very expensive to date me. Told him go put my name on that account because when I need money, I ain't tryna holler. He know he giving his money to Megan. He know it's very expensive to date me. Told him go put my name on that account because when I need money, I ain't tryna wait. I can't be with, no, you can't touch this. Ay, we try to reach.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said Obama officials manufactured a